What's the best way to respond to an extreme opening offer or demand? First, it's important to be aware that opening offers sometimes anchor the negotiations that follow. It's a mistake to begin debating how far to move towards an unreasonable offer. One intuitive response is to make an equally extreme counteroffer. This tactic takes into account what is called the midpoint rule. The midpoint rule is the tendency for single-issue negotiations to settle halfway between the first offer and the first counteroffer. This tendency is well documented in research on single-issue negotiations and helps explain why parties sometimes open with extreme offers. For example, let's imagine a price negotiation for which we've estimated a ZOPA of between 50 and 80. But the other side unexpectedly opens by offering 30. What should we do? If we counter with 60, the midpoint becomes 45. This is below our reservation value and therefore outside our ZOPA. We could instead counter with an equally extreme offer, one that puts the midpoint closer to our preferred outcome, our aspiration. But making extreme offers and responding with extreme counteroffers can be risky. If opening offers are too far apart at the outset, the parties may conclude that no agreement will be possible and unnecessarily exit the negotiation. Extreme counteroffers can also put credibility at risk. Imagine we counter with 100, but after long hours of intense negotiations, we settle at 55, which is still above our reservation value of 50. Perhaps we did okay in this negotiation, but our counterparts may take our opening offers or counteroffers less seriously in the future and are more likely to push for major concessions in all our future negotiations. Instead of extreme counteroffers, there are 3 other tactics we can use. First, we can ask directly about their offer. Where did 30 come from? Help us understand why you think 30 is a reasonable offer. Sometimes the other side has no good rationale, and we expose the weakness of their offer as a basis for negotiating. Other times, we might uncover that their facts or assumptions differ significantly from ours, and conclude that it's better to resolve that difference before negotiating on price. A second way to respond to extreme offers is to weaken their anchor by deploying our own. Frankly, we might say, we're not sure where 30 comes from, but we've seen prices as high as 82, and our analysis shows that fair market value is 68. As long as their number is the only number on the table, it retains the power of an anchor. But once other credible and specific numbers are part of a discussion, the opening number often loses power. Finally, we can simply ignore their offer and seek to change the game away from value claiming and toward value creation. Before we get into any numbers, we might say, we'd like to talk to you about what's most important to you in a deal and explain what's most important to us. We'd like to discuss different ways to structure an agreement and understand what might be most attractive to your side and why. To sum up, the worst way to respond to an aggressive opening offer is to start worrying about how large our concession will need to be. There are other, better options for responding, ones that protect us from being exploited, and which can help shift the negotiation toward a more productive process.